Why are white people be like? Posts okay but black people be like? Posts not?
God, these replies are so fascinating to read when you're stoned.
I don't mind black people be like posts as long as they are not hacky and racist. Some people just don't understand comedy, and there are many people that believe themselves to be hilarious, but they're not.
It's perceived as punching up versus punching down. Especially in the USA, it's pretty safe for any black person to assume that they have slaves somewhere up the family tree, people killed for being black, and a laundry list of discrimination. White people generally haven't had to deal with as much racial discrimination either on a personal level or on a national policy level. So people think it's okay. In reality, it's problematic for the same reasons and encourages racial tensions.
Got a permit from r/black people Twitter just for asking this question, lol.
Race baiters gonna bait. Any race can be targeted for racism. If you're one of those, there's no such thing as being racist towards white people, folks. You're part of the problem. Black people be like terrified of wildlife. Cancel me.
Cultural context, because of the historical aspects of racism. The short answer is America exporting their culture to the world means this issue is seen through an American lens, which also means factoring in the history of racism there.
Definitions of who is white have changed over time depending on context and political benefit to the group doing the excluding. It didn't used to be literal, it used to be an Enlightenment ideal about the descendants of the correct cultures. Ancient Greeks were considered white, but for some reason modern Greeks aren't. Also Ireland, Scotland and to some extent Cornwall in the UK all had their whiteness instated after they were useful as slaves, etc. So considering the history of institutionalized racism in America, it is considered punching down in the sense that there are a huge amount of deliberately negative racist stereotypes against black people, which conversely do not exist for white people, and as such it's considered punching down to reference these ideas, which are wrong, but still hugely prevalent in America, or even to start a joke/line/stereotype in a stereotypical way, because it's harking back to this same racism.
In a global context it is similar, i.e. chattel slavery was justified on the grounds of racial superiority. White people decided black people were quite literally less human than they were. But it's not a social phenomenon as much outside of America, in large part due to the sizes of the populations. The nature of our cultural exports. America as a whole has profited off Black American culture specifically to a huge degree. And arguably the nature of the American Constitution, dream, image, which does a lot of talking about freedom, and liberty, and all the good stuff people want to hear, but isn't quite so good in practice. Which is why these things are immediately visible, meaning people are aware of them.
So, short answer, racism. Long answer, context of racism.
Because people are pussies.
Because society thinks racism is okay as long as it's targeted at white people.
It really depends on context here. I think you're missing the part where it's black people be like and it winds up being something hella racist where the one making fun of white people will just be like white people don't season their food. Not really the same.
Haven't you heard, racism only exists in white people, rolling eyes face.
Because racism towards whites is hip and trendy. How long have you been on social media? Not very long. I am guessing. Lol.
Because a lot of young well-meaning white college kiddies have a white savior complex.
Society.
It was never a problem black people even make black people be like jokes. The problem is someone corny turning it racist and then trying to claim dark humor. Plus, white people be like, and black people be like, jokes are often made together anyway. Hypocrisy and ignorance for double standard racism. Cry wolf. Because racism is only racism against certain groups. Also, it's racist to ask about it or point it out. Because black people think it's not okay to make fun of people based off their skin color. Except if the joke's about white people. Then it's okay. Hypocritical bullshit, double standards.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Eracast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.